Hurricane Irma goes tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Parlay Revival. Thanks for all your comments and everything. We really enjoy reading through them. Last week we got quite a few comments about why we're not using epoxy and we're using polyester. The main reason would be that it's so much more expensive. It's a little bit harder to deal with as well, and it's only they reckon it's only 20% stronger than polyester anyway. The boat is originally made with polyester, so I just thought, why don't we just stick to what's originally there. The amount of fiberglass and polyester we're putting at the boat anyway is it's going to be more than strong enough. You know, it's only in the last sort of decade that people have even said that you can put gel coat over epoxy. Before that, it was traditionally just a no-no. You can't put polyester gel coat over epoxy. I know there's been some tests, there's a few people out there that have documented that it is possible. There's also people that have had huge failures trying to put polyester gel coat over epoxy. So there's two sides of that argument. There's also an argument that if you do these repairs in epoxy, that becomes a strong point, and the areas around it that are in polyester then become jeopardized. So I've spoken to so many people, I've done my own research. It's just the decision that we've made. The point of this channel isn't to try tell people what the best way to do something is. We're just documenting our experiences and just showing you what we're doing. The point of the channel is really to inspire people to follow their dreams just like we are. We're loving what we're doing. We're putting everything we have into this, and we're doing it the best we can. And I guess that's all we can ask. It's also a pretty big thing for us to do, to put this all in the public eye like this. One day, not in the near future, but one day I might want to sell this boat, and this is all documented. So I'm putting myself out there. I just want to do it for others. I want to do it to inspire others, and I want to do it to motivate people to know that it's possible. And I don't know, if you've got a boat lying around, or if you've got a project that you haven't really got onto, and maybe you watch us and you realize, hey, these guys are doing it, why can't we do it? That's the point of this channel anyway. So I'm going to sleep well at night knowing that we've had good supervision and called on people to help us along the way. So yeah, just wanted to have a couple of words about that. But that's enough out of me. Let's roll the episode. Hope you enjoy it. Cheers guys. Sit up. And we're going to just put gel coat filler with cabosil in it. We're going to fill up all the low spots. Woo. So he's put the gel coat in the tub, and now he's just mixing the cabosil, and that thickens it up. It's helping because I'm not 100% sure of the quantity of wax and hardener to put in. That's where we get the pros in. So I'm here. Apparently they do that on here. Yeah.
Primero echas cera.
Ajá. Más o menos medio.
3/4 de tapón.
Ajá.
3/4. Porque no es mucha masilla, es poca masilla.
Sí, claro.
¿Aquí?
Sí, todo.
Entonces necesito más.
catalizador. Primero mixes esto.
¿Mucho está bien?
Sí. Calcula tú para hacerlo hasta donde tú quieras. Esto. Si tú haces más, pues continúas hasta que lo termines.
Sí. Claro, gracias. Alright. Now the big dog's gonna have a go. Can you mix it in? You've got time because this isn't the catalyst. This isn't mixing with it yet. Seems like quite a lot of hardness there.
How do we do? Yeah, very good. Very good.
Too thin, huh?
No, that's okay.
Good first time?
No, that's okay. That's pretty good. Really good. Now you have to block it. You have to use block to sand it.
Yep.
Everything all by hand, and then be hitting fiberglass again because there's got some bumps. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this again, and then you do it again. Very fine gel coat. Then you sand it with the lighter sandpaper. And then we'll be ready to shoot the gel.
Okay.
It looks really good. It looks very, very good. Fantastic.
Did you get that on camera?
Yeah.
Did you get the back bit's the best bit there?
Huh?
Is the back bit the best bit here?
Oh, who told
That
that
gel
one?
coat there, does that look
No,
good?
it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
This is Jamie. That's Jamie. That's me, and this is your brother. Dude, how did Noodles do? This is Noodles' first.
But this is excellent. This is excellent. This is what you really need. And then this section here, you do it with the chisel.
This is my job now. Ah, that's good. Finished sanding the first coat of gel coat filler. We used 60 grit on long boards. We just went back and forth and wet sanded the whole thing so we got all the high spots out, and now we can see where all the low spots are.
I've gone around with a pencil and I've marked the really bad low spots. So we're going to fill it again, and hopefully we're going to start to get the shape of the boat back, because it was obviously so bad to start with. Morning guys. Last night we put the second layer of gelcoat filler with the cabosil in it over our big repair patch here, and it's come up really good. So this morning we're going to just wet sand that down with some 60 grit on some flat longboards, and just hopefully that should be the last time we have to do some real structural sort of shaping of the hull here. So this whole section from the stern up to our huge repair there is almost ready to be, is almost at the stage where we can spray it. At the same time, Sean's been on the grinder on the hull, and we got God knows how many layers of anti-foul, and below the anti-foul there's this blue epoxy. Well, it looks like there might be black anti-foul and then dark blue anti-foul and then a light blue epoxy, and then we're down to the gel coat. So he's been hitting it with the grinder using 80 grit grinding discs, getting the gel coat off down to the light blue epoxy, and then finishing the job with the orbital sander with put him on 60 grit sandpaper on that. So he's done a really good job. He's down to the gel coat here. Couple spots he's gone through the gel coat, but that's kind of inevitable. We're just going to do a little spot gel coat repair on that, and then good to go. In some places even the epoxy has just fallen off, like here. So this is gel coat, we haven't touched that. That's gel coat, that's epoxy, and that's anti-foul, and it's all the way down to the gel coat, all the way along here. We haven't touched this with the grinder or anything yet. So hence the reason we're taking it all the way back to the gel coat and starting from scratch again, so we know we're going to have a good job there as well. We're also going to use a special type of anti-fouling for the sail dryers because they're aluminium, so you don't want to use normal anti-fouling on those. And got the hole in the rudder that we were repairing and the hole in the keel that we were repairing. So below the waterline should be sorted in the next couple of weeks, and we'll continue to do the gel coat at the same time.
The rainy season had well and truly set in, and that evening we were hit with a storm, which I tried to make the most of, but it turned into one of the worst lightning storms we had seen since Panama. Lightning is one of those terrifying things as a boat owner, and there are also many different opinions as to how to minimize the chance of major damage to your boat when in an electrical storm. But in reality, the consensus seems to be that luck plays the major role in whether you get struck or not, and just to sit tight, away from the helm or other major conductors.
There's a crazy lightning storm at the moment. I just saw a lightning strike like 200 meters off the front of those boats there. It must have struck a tree or something. You seeing this? It's crazy. So we just disconnected our batteries. I know in reality that's not going to be enough because it'll probably just jump straight across the terminals, but better than nothing. I don't have time to disconnect it all.
But as quickly as it arrived, it left again. If struck by lightning, it has the potential to destroy your entire electrical system, which usually means thousands of dollars in damages. So the next morning, we took the dogs for a walk and were ready for another day in the shipyard.
So we had a bit of a demoralising day yesterday. After we put the second coat of filler on, I actually applied it too thick, and it's not as easy to sand as we thought it was. So we spent the entire day sanding back that second layer of filler, and we still didn't get it done, so it was an entire day sort of wasted. Huge lesson learnt there about just using the filler quite sparingly, because it results in so much work to sand it back. So all the grey area you can see is the second coat of filler, which we used resin and cabosil with a drop of gel coat in it, just to make it a little bit lighter and whiter. So gotta sand it all the way back, but the shape of the boat is coming back really nicely, and really happy with that, because as you saw before, it was just a total mess. So we're starting to get the curve and the shape of the boat back using these longboards, and now we're going to knock back the grey filler, and then hopefully it's just one more small application of filler after that, just to fill up all the little pinholes and stuff that the spatula missed, and then this whole section here will basically be ready to paint with gel coat. Go Noodles! You got this! Come on.
We were doing so much grinding and sanding that the yard decided it would be best to put us down the back of the shipyard, downwind of everyone else, to keep the peace with the other boats. Despite our best efforts to cover up when working, our glass dust seemed to cover all the boats downwind, so we completely understood that the only place for us was back in the nosebleed section, where we belonged.
Those biceps, mate. You've been working out, Noosh.